Joining me now from Melbourne, Senior Fellow at the Institute of Public Affairs, John Roskam. John, I don't know where to start. I mean, this isn't leadership. If you've got a Premier holding on to a report for a month, rushing it out on a Saturday in the middle of the finals period, not turning up himself. He's been in charge for 8 of the 10 years that are the focus of the report, and before that, he was the Health Minister.
Peter, this is what Victoria has turned into, and people in other states just can't understand how Victorians put up with this. As you said, for the best part of 2 decades, Daniel Andrews has either been the Health Minister or the Premier. He's responsible for what has occurred. It was Institute of Public Affairs research that identified the priorities of the ambulance service. As you said, they're advertising $750,000 of diversity, woke jobs. That would have paid for 10 operators. That's the priorities of the Victorian government under this Labor government. And Victorians in November are going to have the chance to cast a vote as to whether they think this is how a state should be run.
If I was advising a Liberal opposition in Victoria, I'd drop all the left-wing me-tooing of Labor on environment and Indigenous treaties and all the other claptrap. You'd just run on this issue, wouldn't you, and almost nothing else between now and November?
Well, yes and no, Peter, because it's all connected. So we've spoken about woke politics, about identity dividing us by race and gender, but now we are seeing what are the consequences of woke policies. They are affecting people's lives. We are seeing how woke ideas, how ideas of Neo-Marxism have transmuted from university lecture theatres into emergency services, and we've seen how the government is prioritising these things rather than saving people's lives. And the same applies to the Victorian government supporting a treaty that is going to divide Victorians, and the Victorian Coalition supports that process. So I don't think it's just about health. I think it is about how an extreme ideology is affecting how services are delivered, how we live, and Victorians, I don't think, are going to put up for it. And the Coalition has to speak up for this and say they are going to be different.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge, because at the moment they're an echo on many of this stuff.